MVY. I'll bring you 2 brand new songs tomorrow. I think I'll have a new Wood Brothers song for you coming up on Wednesday. Right now, for Essential MVY, on Tuesdays throughout the summer, we bring in the artists who are performing at our summer concert series at the Winnetou in Mashpee Commons. 6 o'clock today at the Winnetou in Katama. We bring you Ricky James, who's here. Hey, man.
What's going on?
I'm going to ask you, so you have a giant keyboard.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so you're kind of far away from the microphone when you talk to me.
Yeah, you got it. Is
Oh,
that
that's
better?
better. Yeah, that's
Okay,
so much
cool.
better. How's that sound out there? We have people in the outside space, making sure they're listening.
Couple
All right, so
neighbors.
you are bringing that. So what? Tell us about. Just give a visual for people who are listening on the radio. What is in front of you right now?
I have a Yamaha Montage 8. I've been kind of Yamaha faithful since my younger days, and you know I started, for all you gear junkies out there, started with a Yamaha EX5, and then went to the Motif ES8 and did every version of that, the XF, the XS, and I landed on the newest the Montage. It's great. It's a great keyboard. It's great for the 2 groups that I play with, and Neighbor and Pink Talking Fish, and I can kind of do everything with this thing. And when I play live, I have a couple other pieces of gear. There's a Hammond organ and a clavinet and some other vintage gear, but this is kind of the workhorse keyboard. Yeah.
All right. And what do you like about its sound? And I'll have you lean in even a little bit more here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's can if I play a couple
Yeah,
patches.
yeah.
There's like some synthy stuff behind the keyboard, some strings, and some of that stuff is good for the with Pink Talking Fish for like some of the Pink Floyd stuff, and it's got a nice piano sound, and for the most part I'm a piano player at heart, and I like the way it sounds, but I've been playing these Yamaha instruments for quite some time.
All right, let's give it a spin.
All right.
What would you like to do first?
I'd like to do a tune called Mary and Martha, being here on the vineyard.
Yeah, you gotta do a Martha song. If you have a Martha song in your repertoire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's about my grandmother and one of her best friends, Martha, who both passed away. But we have a place that's special to our family up in Cape Breton Island, Nova Scotia, and my family's actually up there right now. So if they're listening, this one's for you guys. Listen here while I play your favorite song. You come around and then you're gone. Many miles of road stood between you and your home. A place that we will always know. Take my hand as we walk on down that road. Farm the land and let it grow. Half a mile from town, it's the only place that we know. Through the cold rain and snow. Those Scottish eyes, they treat me kindly. same old dusty road. Farm the land and let it grow. Teach your children they can carry twice the load. I'll see you soon, it's time to go. Those Scottish eyes, they treat me kindly. White hair and a weathered smile, they both surround me. Mary and Martha greet me gently.
MVY Radio, it's Ricky J. English performing live in the studio on his Yamaha. What does it feel like to do? I mean, clearly that's like a super personal song.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does that feel like to bring to an audience that maybe, how do you make that connection between what you so deeply feel and what you want the audience to feel? Or do you even think about that? And
That's a great question. Rich was warning me that you were going to be asking some really good questions.
I don't know about good is.
But no, that's a great question because that's a big part of what we do as musicians and connecting with the audience. And there's songs that I write that are more personal to me, and I think that the fans know that. And there's songs that I might write that I might hide some of my more personal stuff behind lyrics that are meaningful to only me, that I might only know, but the fans might be able to interpret. People might be able to interpret in a different way that might pertain to their life in some way, shape, or form. So, I think that's the beauty of songwriting, is that, most people know, I that's clearly a song about my grandmother and her friend, and about, where my heritage is, comes from. So, but who knows? Maybe there's people from Cape Breton Island listening. Who knows?
You've spent a lot of time on Cape Breton.
Yeah.
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 And did you have family history there, or is that like a vacation?
Yeah, it's
getaway?
family history. So, I think,
And they didn't make you a fiddler?
I know, yeah.
It's like Cape Breton fiddle.
Kitchen Kaylee's and everything. Yeah, no, I came up there. I've been playing piano since I was 3, but piano is a very important part of the music up there. It's usually piano and fiddle, and but yeah, I've been going up there. My family, I think, won land generations ago from the Queen of England for fighting in a war or something like that. So my family's been coming there for a very long time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Neighbor.
Okay.
All right. So Neighbor started off with you and Lyle Brewer, because you guys were literally neighbors.
Yeah, yeah. Me and Zach and Lyle and a fellow named Mike Mixis. Yeah, that was the original lineup, and then we kind of shifted a little bit, and we got Dan Kelly on bass, and we got Dean the Ducks Johnston on drums, and that's been the going lineup. And recently, Lyle, he went to do his own solo career, and we have a new guitar player, this fellow Rob Compa from the band Dopapod.
Cool.
So Rob's been doing great. It's been really exciting. He's a very deep improviser and challenges us all musically every time we play live. So it's really exciting playing with Rob, and the tunes have taken a really fun direction. So
What do you mean by that?
improvisationally,
Yeah.
Rob will just, we're used to playing things one way with Lyle, and Lyle he's a master at what he does. and not that Rob isn't, but Rob is I think Rob is a guy that he really enjoys just diving headfirst into the deep end and just seeing what happens, and that creates this open palette for the rest of the people in the band to just kind of go and see what happens. And that's the true beauty of improvisation for us, and it's created some really fun space for the band live, and just for the fans who come and see us show after show. It's nothing's the same, and you might see something one night that is wild, that might be played just very to form the following time we play it. So it's it keeps it really fresh and exciting and interesting.
When did improvisation come into your skill set? Because that's like, you got to start off with the basics, but at some point you must just like be ready to let it loose a little bit.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
it's such a skill to have.
For any musician, it's probably the scariest part of performance, because you're used to studying out of books or playing along with your favorite tunes. I mean, if your favorite band's the Grateful Dead, then you probably have a leg up on a lot of people on the improvisational thing. But I think for me it was I went to Best Buy and bought this record by Phish called A Live One, and it was just like these 33-minute songs that I didn't know at the time that songs could be 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was even like a thing. And I listened to it, and it just kind of took me for a ride, and it just made me want to kind of let go of things musically, and especially when you're performing with other people. That's you get to hear all of their influences and all of their studies along the way, and you mash everything together, and it's really cool. And that's why all these like super jam things that people do are really exciting, because there's so many different backgrounds, music history that's going on all at once, and you're not sure. That's what I love about it. So but yeah, I heard that record, and it just kind of I started listening to more improvisational music, and it was really exciting to me. So
All right, this is like a novice question. Like, how do you know when you're done? Do you know what I mean? Like, is
Yeah.
for real? Like the
all the guys basically look at me scowling.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like
Rick,
you're making it up as you go along. It's like writing, like as a writer, like I can think of it as a writer. I can write and I can see, it's coming in for a landing, and this is where the
Yeah.
point is, and here's where the period comes.
Right.
And there must be an analog for that as a musician.
band, it's just all cues with your eyes, with your ears. We don't use talkback mics or anything like that, so there's no like, all right, let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it, that kind of thing. It's more using your eye instincts. And one of the beautiful things as an improviser that Lyle did was he was just so good at letting us all know musically that he was done with what he was saying musically. So he had just a couple musical tells that we'd all be hearing, and we'd all know just from the way that he was playing his instrument that this is coming to a close,
Right.
and the next verse or the chorus or the ending is going to happen out of a jam or whatever. So, and with Rob, it's cool because we have no idea yet, and
Like a high
so
wire act.
things are going a lot longer, a lot deeper, and we're doing more exploring. But that's the beauty, and that's what we did at Thunder Road in 2019 when we started as a band. We there was a lot of just feeling each other out. So those jams that we did, like write a tune and then say, okay, we're just going to play this tune for the first set, and the tune would be 65 minutes long. And that was the first time that we ever played it.
Oh my God.
So yeah, but the people that were there were there with us, and they were there for that kind of thing. They were there for not knowing what was going to happen. Like on Halloween, we threw a Christmas party, and like just weird, so people would show up and we'd be like, well, we're not going to play for the first hour. We're just going to have an ice cream social and like talk with each other. Like, it was just kind of something outside the box, and it was fun and different. And, we like to, I think it's cool because it's kind of going back to that figuring each other out, and the jams are deeper and longer, and it's exciting for all of us, and hopefully the fans too.
let's hear something. I would love to hear something else. Which I was going to demand it. Let's hear something else, and I'm going to say, could you play something else for us?
Yeah, sure.
There you go.
Take that string thing off.
This is Ricky James on MVY. He's playing at 6 o'clock today at the Winnetou in Container.
Okay. This tune here is called Hot Air Balloon, and it's about leaving the earth with all the people that you love, and then realizing that you've made a horrible mistake because you need way more than just the few people around you to actually exist and have everything go right. So this tune's called Hot Air Balloon. That you can't tell the one from the other. Said we're on our way to the moon in a hot balloon. Yeah, we'll make our way flying high in the sky. Now the party's begun and we're feeling real nice. We got all our friends and all the animals too, and we're singing along up in a hot balloon. Got your mama, your sister, your baby, your brother, the twins that you can't tell the one from the other. You got the pastor, preacher, the mailman, the teacher, the lawyer, musician, and the family physician. Said we're on our way to the moon in a hot balloon.
Mouthful, man. That's Ricky James.
Good golly, I messed it up a little bit, but there's a lot of lyrics in that one.
I mean, that's a lot of lyrics.
Yeah.
And your hands seem are going faster than.
Yeah. My mouth. Yeah, that's. I need ducks to keep time for me, because otherwise I just take off. But yeah, that's. It's funny that tune at the end. We're bringing the band Lau, Ricky Ducks and Dan. I got to figure out how to sub Rob in there now. I just realized. So yeah, Robbie, Rixie, Ducks and Dan. Yeah. All right.
I'll just get Rob to change his name.
Yeah. Right.
I read that you got some mentorship from the great New Orleans piano player John Cleary.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that a little? And if not John Cleary, like you've been playing long enough and you've risen to a point where you must have crossed paths with people you admire.
Yeah.
And do you take stuff from them when you actually get to meet them, not just from the record?
Oh man, another great question.
Start with John Cleary.
You're good, man. Yeah. So Cleary is one of my favorites. Just an incredible musician, super soulful, and his music just resonates with me. And I had the opportunity to go down and have a hang with him. And I wasn't sure how long it was going to be for, but I I walked in and he was just so wonderful. We ended up spending, 5-6 hours together at his place. Just and I was so nervous because when you're going to talk to somebody that you kind of idolize, and you listen to so much, what the hell do you ask them?
Yeah.
And I didn't know if let's talk about licks or but I did a lot of just kind of soul searching and thinking, well, what's the hang gonna be about? And it was more of a philosophical standpoint, like how do you take an idea for a song and turn it into like a Grammy Award winning tune where millions and millions and millions of people are loving what you're doing, and and a big part of that is just being good at what you do and being a good songwriter and crafting a good song. But there's a lot that goes on with how you book yourself and how you manage yourself and how the song is produced and how it's engineered, and where you put certain instruments, and how and a big I know that I was just kind of getting going and start Neighbor, and I had this batch of songs and I brought them to him, and I was excited for him to kind of sit down at the piano and kind of work out some of the tunes with me, but he just pulled out an upright bass, and he started playing the songs along with me on upright, and he said, that song that you're playing, I think it was Why I Like You, and he said, well, this song is a great tune, but it sounds like it would be great the way you're playing it for a solo tune. He's like, when you're with musicians, and if you want to record this with horns and female vocalists and guitar and bass and drums, he's like, you got to pick your parts. If this is your tune and you're the piano player, you want the piano to stand out. So you want the piano to be in all the spots where it's not layered over the same groove or the same chord structure as the guitar or the horns or the vocal. You want the piano to pop in and out, so it's heard in all the right places. And he kind of gave me some examples in the tune on where I should put the piano to make it stand out. And it was stuff like that, just from not a even it translates well live too, because what the other guys are going to do in the band, so you kind of figure out where to pop in certain things and make the piano stand out. But that was a really big thing with recording our first album. I took that pretty seriously, and the hang was awesome. Just he played a little bit of guitar, he played piano, he played the upright bass, and then we just went into this little side room that he had, and it was all over the walls was just vinyl record covers of just cha-cha music, and there was just like 1,000 cha-cha records, and we just sat there on his couch. We listened to cha-cha, and we listened to all kinds of different examples of what we were talking about in the session, of where things stick out and why they're important to the music, and why as a listener you gravitate towards this stuff, and why people why this is so important musically and history, and it was all I could have ever asked for. It was like such a special moment in time for me, just to be able to do that. So that was really exciting. And yeah, John's one of my heroes. His record Go-Go Juice, and his new record, it's just with Dynamite on it, and I think he's actually got a couple more. But yeah, he's a workhorse, and he is New Orleans is lucky to have that guy.
Seems like a cool dude.
Oh man,
interviews with
yeah,
him.
he's the coolest.
He's like a really cool guy. So
Yeah.
I'm so glad you had that experience.
If he ever comes here, let me know.
All right,
I'll creep around outside for a
Call you
while.
first.
Yeah.
You got time? We got time for one more. If you have one more for us,
Sure. Yeah.
what would you like to do?
I like to do a tune. It's called White Flag. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot going on in the world, And, you know, I think it's important personally as an artist to, you know, sometimes just wave your white flag and give in and, you know, obviously stand up for what you believe in, but when it's too much, know it's too much. And yeah, this is white flag. It's an open road, the road that we drive. It's a storybook ending for the ones keeping hope alive. You could be king, the king of it all. But the glory of a rich man's gold doesn't mean that his kingdom can't fall. It's the smiles that you give, it's the way that you live, it's a peace sign in the window to let others know you understand. It's a wave hello, it's a kiss goodbye. You could bow down or wave your white flag in the sky. Peace is a war. It's a war that we fight. When you break it all down, it's as simple as black and white. And it could be gone in the blink of an eye. Let's show those who don't know what it means to try. 'Cause it's the smiles that you give, it's the way that you live, it's a peace sign in a window to let others know you understand. It's a wave hello, it's a kiss goodbye. We could bow down or wave our white flags in the sky.
MVY Radio, it's Ricky James live here in the MVY Radio studios. He's performing at 6 o'clock today, part of the MVY Radio Summer Concert Series at the Winnetou in Katama. It's a free show. Come out, come early so you it's general admission, so get your seat, but it's free, and we'd love to have you. Thank you so much, man, for coming in. That was
Thank you
wonderful.
so much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate you. We'll see you
Yeah.
at 6 o'clock today
Thanks.
at the Winnetou. This is MVY Radio.
Was